An Angel's Memory by An Orphaned Account. Read by Kaiinbed. Fandoms include Harry Potter and Percy Jackson. Additional tags include Grim Reaper Nico, Young Tom Riddle. Summary. Nico forgot most of his life before the casino, until he remembers his neighbor Tom Riddle. Accepting a job from his father, Nico must move past the image of young Tom and destroy the creature the once cheerful boy has become. Nico was fine not remembering his time before the casino. At first, he didn't understand why his father erased his memories, until he realized all he would be remembering are people that are long dead. His mother and all his old friends, if he had some, all slowly turning into dust in graves that have been covered for years. So, he doesn't hate his situation. It was easier this way. And now that protection his father blessed him with has crumpled, and a leak of his past life decided to come through. It was a precious memory of a boy that was once his neighbor, Tom Riddle. His family was only going to stay in England for a year, and it was his first day there when he met the kid. Instantly, Tom started following him around everywhere and proclaimed they will be brothers, and he'll be just like Nico. His favorite particular memory was one of them swinging on a homemade swing. Tom begged Nico to push him as high as he could, which, admittedly, isn't that high. The kid giggled the whole way through, yelling "higher" every time he could. Years passed, and Nico kept those memories to himself, a little piece of the puzzle that was the past him that he long since forgotten to complete. That was, until that piece became a knife to stab him right in the heart.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the name of my target?
Tom Riddle. I will deliver you his file. I expect his soul by the end of the week, if not sooner. Nico took the file numb, trying to reassure himself that there could be multiple Tom Riddles, and this one wasn't the little baby 6-year-old that had once looked at him with such trusting eyes. The very first picture shattered the comforting though. It was a picture of Tom Riddle as a child. He looked through the pictures, following the man through the years, only for him to become less and less human, until what was left was a disgusting snake that took the boy's place. He read through his crimes. He watched as the crimes grew and grew. He closed the file, knowing the man would be sent straight to the fields of punishment. Oh, Tom, what have you done? It took multiple days just getting through all the ghosts he either directly or indirectly killed, every story tainting the image of the laughing child on the swing. But he couldn't let his feelings cloud his judgment. Voldemort was a sick man who doesn't deserve mercy. Tom Riddle was a little boy that loved to stay up late staring at the stars. Voldemort isn't Tom Riddle. Voldemort was a being that killed that little boy and took his place. So now he arrives to take that monster's soul. He didn't think he would arrive on a battlefield.
Who dares to interrupt the Dark Lord?
Nico couldn't help but giggle at the title. He looked at both sides of the battle. One full of teenagers that brought up memories of the past 2 wars, and the other full of fools that called themselves Death Eaters, as if the Natos would taste good.
Did you not hear me? I said, who dares interrupt me?
I know what you said, Tom.
You dare call me such a name? Avada Kedavra.
He learned 2 things that day. His childhood best friend is a mass murderer, and magic is surprisingly easy to dodge. Wow, Riddle, won't even let your old friend talk. He smiled at the snake man. The man's eyes widened in recognition. How? You are a muggle, you shouldn't be alive. And if you are, you shouldn't look so young. It's funny how you say I'm the one that shouldn't be alive, but if my file is correct, you should have died quite some time ago, Riddle. He gathered shadows around him, cloaking him in darkness. He took out his sword, and in one foul swipe, the snake's head separated from his body. There were screams from both sides, one out of anguish from losing their leader, the other out of surprise. His eyes landing on the so-called hero of this wizarding world. The boy stared back confused. He gave a reassuring smile. Thank you all for your time today, but I must leave. After all, being a Grim Reaper is such a hard job. And he left. Went straight back to the underworld to watch Tom's trial. You have just finished listening to An Angel's Memory. If you enjoyed the story, you can find it on archiveofourown.org//38096464. And if you enjoyed the reading of the story, you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Kaiinbed. If you would like to request a fic, there is a link in the description and in my bio.